Good morning, everybody. It's time for our story time with Mr. Hallum. Today, we're going to be reading Punctuation Takes a Vacation. That'd be bad. Punctuation it's like the rules of the road when you're driving. If you take away a stop sign, somebody could have a wreck, or if a light turns green and you turn the wrong way, things go crazy. So punctuation's important. So let's see what happens when punctuation takes a vacation by Robin Pulver, illustrated by Lynn Rowe Reed. Day after day, the punctuation marks showed up in Mr. Wright's classroom. Day after day, they did their jobs. They put up with being erased and replaced and corrected and ignored and moved around. Then, on the hottest, stickiest day the class had ever seen, right in the middle of a lesson about commas, Mr. Wright mopped his forehead and said, "Let's give punctuation a vacation." As the kids cheered and headed for the playground to cool off, the punctuation marks stared at one another in disbelief. Huh? Is this the thanks we get? Asked question marks. Well, huffed an exclamation point. Now, said a comma. We should take a vacation, said a period. They'll soon learn how much they need us. It's 11 o'clock now, said a colon. Let's leave at 11:02. Great, said an exclamation point. Don't leave without us, yelled the apostrophes. Uh-oh. Whoosh! Punctuation rushed out the door. Whoosh! They rushed back in to grab their quotation marks, who were too busy talking to pay attention. When Mr. Wright's class returned from the playground, they couldn't wait to find out what happened in Chapter 4 of their book, Ace Scooper, Dog Detective. Mr. Wright opened his mouth to read aloud, but then he stopped and stared. This is weird. The punctuation is missing. Where could it? Yikes, maybe punctuation took a vacation. We are in big trouble now. Mr. Wright was right. Nothing made sense without punctuation. Do you miss us? How much? Why couldn't we take a vacation sooner? Guess who? We flop, we plop, we stop, we stay, we put in our lounge chairs. We are happy thinking our complete thoughts. Thoughtfully yours, sentence stoppers. A couple of days later, the school secretary delivered a small bundle of postcards to Mr. Wright's class. They were postmarked, "Take a Break Lake." Old Take a Break Lake. I know it well. Hang on. Dear friends, swimming, sailing, sunning, soaring, water skiing. Next time we must remember bug spray, toothpaste, flashlights, and water shoes. Sincerely, list makers. Greetings to Mr. Wright's class. This postcard doesn't take the place of a letter. If anybody takes the place of a letter, that's us. It's our job. We know we're possessive, but that's the way we are. Don't forget us while we're gone. Substitutes. A big hello from vacation paradise where the water is as clear as a well-punctuated sentence. We talk all day. We talk all night. Too busy talking to write anymore. The yakety yaks. See, the postcards are being written by the punctuation. So you have to kind of guess which punctuation member is writing. Kids, writing this on schedule at 1:15, yummy lunch at 11:55, going swimming at 3 o'clock sharp, the timekeepers. Wow, what a ride. You should try tubing. Scary, fun. Yikes, hold on. We want more. Emotional us. The kids guessed who wrote the postcards, and they wanted to write back, but they couldn't write back without punctuation. The best they could do was borrow some from Mr. Rongo's class next door, where punctuation seemed to be running wild. You hate to see a good punctuation run wild. You know what I mean? Dear punctuation, please come back. We need you. We miss you too. Life at school is difficult without you. We can't do reading, writing, or riddles without punctuation. Chapter 4 of our book, Ace Scooper, doesn't make sense. We will never take punctuation for granted again. Won't you please come back before 10:00 on Friday? Mr. Wright says, punctuation, please come home. Sincerely, Mr. Wright's class. And they sent it to punctuation at Take a Break Lake. And it was urgent. So the punctuation marks returned to Mr. Wright's classroom to do the jobs they could do. Mr. Rongo's unruly punctuation scrambled back to their own classroom. We have so much to tell you. Who did you miss the most? It's good to be back in Mr. Wright's class. Commas, periods, exclamation points, question marks, colons, apostrophe, quotation marks. Take your places, 10 a.m. Time to study us. Hooray for punctuation! All right. Punctuation takes a vacation. You hate it when your punctuation takes a vacation. Then you don't know what you're supposed to do or say or be or anything. So don't, don't misuse your punctuation. Don't forget punctuation while we're out for our break because, when school starts next year, you'll still need to know period, question mark, exclamation point, comma, colon, double dots, apostrophe, click, all of those things. So make sure you're remembering. Have a great day, and we'll be here tomorrow with another story with Story Time with Mr. Hallum.